Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome back to Air Radio Salguero Spain. Today, 15th March 2022, as usual, Monday to Friday, Tuesday. The bulletins from Banjul, the Gambia. First, Standard newspaper, the headline 252 nominated for National Assembly election. And then Barrow to start campaign tour Saturday coming. GRA and Senegalese customs discuss way to end double payment or tax payment. And then lawyer LJ Dabo says Sabali stands no chance of overturning IEC decision. Victims Center condemns police brutality. Mayor tells government KMC can no longer handle BAKOTEH dump site. So far, those are the headlines from Standard Newspaper. Let's go to Point Newspaper. Point Newspaper, the first story, Barrow pays $5 million for displaced persons in the Fonies. And then GRA meets Senegalese counterparts to eliminate double taxation. Government poised to diverse successor to NDP. And then Victims Center condemns police brutality against UDP supporters. Government react to Senegal military operation against MFDC. GRA achieves land acquisition, GPA rather, Gambia Port Authority land acquisition as part of its expansion project. Then Civil Service Reforms Director speaks, and Galga President leads ITC orders on UNTFHS project site scene. National news from Point. Japan badge. Diagnostic clinic sign over $4 million grant. Gambia participates, deploys 415 domestic election observers. Mountaineering Lower Basic School launches school fencing project, and RRVCDP present tractor and 2 power tillers. So far, those are the headlines from Point News. Well, let's start with the first story, which is the IEC, the number of candidates they have nominated. The IEC nominated 252 National Assembly candidates for election 9th April. Now the details. This one by Omar Lamin Cham, the Standard editor and reporter. Following a rigorous exercise, the Independent Electoral Commission yesterday issued its final list of candidates nominated for next month's National Assembly elections. A record 252 candidates have been nominated to contest the 9th April polls, which will usher in the 6th legislature of the Republic of the Gambia. According to the IEC list, some 167 candidates are sponsored by parties, while 85 are independent candidates. Also, according to the IEC list, there are at least 19 female candidates. This is the biggest number of women aspirants in the Gambia's election history and includes nouns, professionals, and village activities or activists rather. The IEC said it is currently working on tabulating and streamlining the campaign schedules for each candidate, and with some constituencies have been over half a dozen candidates. This exercise is bound to be a charge affair. The full list of the candidates is printed on the opposite side of this paper, on the physical paper they mean. So mali ngolo ka al konton al token na al konton kendo la ngana nga kibaru kungul fale mandi ka hodo ngana dung kibaru folo men akrali angale kangoto par jannim minawla nga jingulo do man ninki ye nin jingulo botaje usinana continue. Yasa mali ngolo continue kibaro kung la mandi ka kangoto. Kibar follow with the standard newspaper National Assembly Deputy ye men nominate inan sang opuru katre fawo minata yin karo men kana tilikono mo chem fula mo tallu anin fula IC listo mem bonde no bote je ko baro wala bekala mo follow de membita campaign tola comme about that la sibit lon nimboto na nyatanka kanal inin Senegal ngol bo men bebe den doku kilon le kachata silol la de pro kanaje ko mol kana tax jo sinya fula ko me yajo banku doko ena jo banku doka kaboto nimboto lo yame ka fay ko lamin ji dabo ya nyimfo ko sabali ko men be tembo mento lo lata pro kanana ka yelamandro keno ICA kuma men ta ala koto ay memfo ko no overturning IC decision Sabal stands no chance coming lodla tabul da se ofalin no nyame yo mantora mol men ben na banko kan men e mantoro so nyim man sakunda koto men tambitating ul fanang e balanda coming police le manya jawya men ke UDP la supporter nyingang tal Ahmed Bensuda KMC la meo ay memfo ko betembo men to sai BAKOTEH la nyama fight la KMC ta amara nola yemen dante because mbelangaji lokon kono dimba sifa men botaji asembo watandu nyi manke sinya foloti yajil so inal mukibar kungol demen bota standard newspaper ngata point newspaper kibaro men bota point newspaper wala baro ikai kodo di ay kodo la membita fo dalaso million lulu molmen ibotela dinkral to sounda dingradol da man sum fenna fo chelo men be boda nyindoten customers rebelol ning Senegal sojarol tema o molmen displaced ay kodo diolella membe ko dalaso million lulu no boda ye at yam fanan victim center atil kilongol jam fanan to ko e balanta bakede police le manya jewa men ke UDP la fasa lakan yo condemn nimboto jam fanan ening standard coincide le comme Gambia la nyatan ka kanal ning ila Senegal partner solten comme men fanan be doku kilongola ko bontro ke kula membe ko double taxation o comme tax jo in banku doko ena jo banku do nyinkam ibe men jole ba jola sidla kilin banku fulo bebe ni yosot la sakunda na londro ke fenna de membe ko sain NDP ye dole sai wonoto comme ga men national development plan ni ya kutan le ye to dole fintinda la karol civil service reform komen na jama do gudlangiral to dem falendro men be ke kanje la office of matran PMO adiamuta ila information officer nyen galga ulfana president komen nyaton kala karole ning ITC komen anin do kotan teng etul ye kafta diamuta komen United Nation kafmena UNT FHS the project site iktara wal tol jibe so la duma kibaro ka mena national news point Japan ila bajmen na Gambia banko kan jibero ke fenna de yani sutero ke kole ka mena baj diagnostic clinic ko nginu na ta purga diagnostic kuran la men yaje ko for sign over in adna men ka nyin do ko ke diagnostic ila clinic ko nyin contract sign o fenna sign membe ko kodola karola ka di Gambia la men data for million nani dalaso yolo garandi Gambia bankola Gambia participate in fanam activities already kafola mu civil organization ola muti wal fanan na wati comme saya datika mol londi la dokula pour carte fawo kanana ki janjani banko kan full sol to ten comme carte fa dingral to pour isi crossroke na carte fawo kata nyame mo kemenan mo tang ani lolu yolol janjani banko kan ahead of national assembly election on na karol mandirarin sato ila lo dumanto karambo ni ka mina lower basic school wol fanen ila karambo ni ya dati sai ba sansan kan project ko ni ani fanan ka fome ka fa RR VCDP ni mu ka fulati men ya tractol di men beko tractol di molla comme ni ka fome wol lado ko man ke fente pour ka je ko kas tro ko soton di senelalie so yenim tractol di wol anin power tila fula yadi wala la professionana o do ko nyin sa irwani no nyame so sa ngamur ko ngam kibar folo men kran embe go stanna la kiwaro wala nyinde ko IEC ko mo chema fula mo tallulu anin fula ye men safi ko men nyanta kallo carte fawla nyinan député carte faw nyin April men kanatan tili konontol Nimale safi Lamin Cham stand la editor and reporter fanam ka reporting fanangi following rigorous exercise comme kabire cold GB bakele comme do ko na karola men tambite ni moltem comme men be ko nominated den comme ko independent electoral commission wala na 45 korda kunun kaito safi men ila final list comme list lawa men candidate men nyanta kalo itobe member le men nominate in next month election o men kanada men député carte fawltete ko continue ko record o nyambala membe je men safe wolen candidate mo chema fula mo tallulu anin fula yewol safe nyinan san wolel nyanta kallo député carte fawla men nyanta kallo April pour wolel binakela na député bongola yele woron jamate ka men ko 6 legislative comme new falindro keta député ol comme Gambia bank koka ngina mo woron jamate député carte fawni ya itandi nyame ko according to the IEC communitol ye kuma kamo men fo listo na karol nankamo ko nimen tata fo mo cheme mo tan woro anin woro wala wala mo candidate men ol belorum patiol la ticket wala ko patiol la sponsor ni mo botaje mo tan sey anin lulu wol mo independent candidate wol belori fayele mo londe mo tan sey anin lulol anin fana ye men itan defanatul IEC listo la karola membe den musol la karola mo tang anin konondo musol men fana lota nyin carte fawala pour ka député sirawñen anin fana niaji be ko nina mu nambati o nankamoti men aw annamanan soto ko men ka futa nyin tembo to te men be ko musol men lafita kake député oti Gambia banko ka nyin election la tariko kono nginam signa folote nyin nankamo ka soto yeto anin fana men be ikono musol men tobo bata ninata dokula professional le muti anin fana village activist le fana moti men be ko sato mon men ka man wala sato to jeto sato to di anin fana IC men fo wala ngin sante be tembo men be do ko ke kana pruka de la roke kolla de ka men streamline ngin campagne bita nyame ba atlanta nya momo wala wato be men dilela o schedule ngin kanaje ko ngin candidate be anin fana with some consequences comme ako ko dol fang bije membe ko carte fay tundo dol la wol niaji bi half a dozen more comme membe ta fo mo woro dinkra kilmoto o be mu député ol carte ñinen député ñinen la député siran ka ñinen constituency ñinen dolto kulodi siata comme ay men dante ko di exercise o comme membe ko ñin do ko ñanta ka kenyame mem ñanta ka kenyame to bi charge comme ko ñanta ka marala ñame ko to be charge affairs comme kal maral yemen dante bari na ñina fotron ko paper ñing mula physical paper found men e ka karan men manke internet until we don't get that in our hand here mem dol be site ñine to ko full text so ñing comme mol tobe member candidate ya print le ala opposite side comme a komala nimmen la vita jeje la e candidate be itoje la o pejo ñintole so yemen dante comme ya ñinke damen ala opposite side e baje la jetole yemen dante so ngina mo kibar kumulti anim fana kibar follow men karan sai ngata fana nga jibe comme nga highlight nyamen victim center ye même fo nga karan angale kawton sina karan mandika kawto bar mi follow la jingulo la nimboro ton sina na donc anglais kan ni mandika kan nyinto. Welcome back. The headline, lawyer LG Dabo says Sabali stands no chance of overturning IEC decision. Now the details. Rabbi Hayalama Radio Sal Yeruna Spin. Lamin J. Dabo, the head of Dabanani Law Chambers, has said UDP's aspirant for the Busumbala seat in the 9th April National Assembly election, Mamadou Sabali appears not to have a snowball's chance in hell in overturning the IEC decision of rejecting his nomination. Lawyer Dabo urged Mr. Sabali to deploy his immense talents in helping others this election season and to accept that on current facts, he cannot serve as a National Assembly member until his appeal is allowed. In an opinion piece, the Mamadou Sabali National Assembly nomination saga, sad but lawful, see page 7, which has gone viral. The erudite lawyer stated, the IEC specifically rejected Sabali's application for nomination on the basis of Section 91 in bracket E in bracket of the Constitution that no person is qualified for election as a member of the National Assembly if he or she has been found by a report of a commission on committee of inquiry, the proceedings of which have been held and published in accordance with the relevant law, to be incompetent to hold public office by reason of having required assets unlawfully or defrauding the state or misuse or abuse his or her office, or willfully acted in a manner prejudicial to the interests of the state, and the findings have not been set aside on appeal or judicial review. It is common knowledge that Sabally lodged an appeal against the adverse mention and the bans imposed on him by the Janneh Commission and the government until they are set aside on appeal or judicial review. Section 90, 1 in bracket E in bracket of the Constitution continues to operate against him. A convicted prisoner remains a prisoner until his appeal is allowed. On the particular facts of Sabali's case, his impediment remains pending the hearing and determination of his appeal. As to whether the IEC has the competence to interpret Section 90, 1 in bracket of the Constitution as its level, I merely state it is performing a legally permitted intermediate gatekeeping function which can only be conclusively ratified by a competent court where its perspectives is contested. However, the Janneh Commission report and its accompanying white paper are public documents available to the IEC, and it can act upon them where deemed necessary. Albeit uncontested understandings, it is far from clear that the IEC operates outside the law when it rejected Sabali's application for nomination as UDP candidate for Busumbala with the clarity of Section 90, 1 in bracket E in bracket of the Constitution. He appears not to have a snowball's chance in hell in overturning the IEC decision. Of course, the case of the current chief of protocol and the likes of Mamrenjai were given lighter treatment by the government, and these were picked on by observers. What is clear is that they and others similarly situation cannot contest in National Assembly election under the law. So he clarified on that too. So stay tuned. Don't go. We'll back momentarily after a short jingle in Mandinka. Yo sa mali nga continue kibaro la mbata men karanate men be denning lawyer J Dabo ay men fo UDP la aspiranto men ya reject membe ko Mamadou Sabali lamin je daba men fo wala nginte ko to atele mu nyatan ko ti daba nani lo chemba nyinto atele mu nyatan ko ti jete men anyim fo ko UDP la aspiranto membe ko Mamadou Sabali busum bala siraw nyinto men anyanta kaloje pro in carte fo men ganaten april karotili konon tola debite carte fo Mamadou Sabali komanda ko not to be comme mole comme atinana ko sodon droke fenda membe ko ice bolo nyin ninata pro chance la wato la pro ye in hell comme atia fo nyamen comme pour ka yelaman droke ice la decision ko yelaman di nyakot la pro ye bayo men kala nomination nyinna ma imanson ko menna ko ato yelaman ni no la nyakote nyama men dante ate in loyani eko nyin loya memu daboti ay kumandoge saballa ko sa kata ati sinana ka lo sembola immensely men londo men babola la talento pro ase makoro ke do kotangola pro nyin election sisino men kanaten anim fanan to accept price on fanan men niaji be to nyala membe kerin santen ase song wala membe kerin ala wala karol ako nyimu feneti he cannot serve at keno la moti men so do ko keno na deputy bongyento ay men fo foning ala appeal men ake nyin problem ba kunate membe ko nyin advance mentiono men keta ban men kala pour ay do ko ke public office to foning woto decision tata la kiti la nyindo ka fuda men appeal wol noli sonta ko anyanta ka do ko ke komen ko la le mu asinana na do ko ke no jama dinkrangin ka continue ko in an opinion piece ko ninata mol fong la jero la hanila miro la karola ko Mumod Sabali mem niajibe National Assembly nomination la karola ay problem men soto ye ko ate ay mem va ko mu fenete ani ko ya warta bake bari ate mem fola wala mu inde wrong is lawful ko men ye menketen luwale ya akala ate ye mem fo dabo ko niajibe pejo nyento comme ler jambo membe ko worowlan jang which has gone viral comme men tata la jamal to moliaje nim ya itandi ko the erupted lawyer tin lawyer men ayin ko itande ko mateo pejo men fu pejo membe yin ko kun to ko continue ko ni ajibe IC comme specifically comme kanana e bayro men ke in famfon ko membe ko kolto sabali ala application on yina approve ka law ka tombon ka ala law yin ka nominate ko obe degree men kan na bankola constitution o kono din krame ka fuje tanko ndo anin kilimbe bracket o kono anin alphabet o fanambe bracket o kono I mean dante wala yindi ko mo kilim te qualify la comme ite keno la ka ko ite la ko te timano la ferem pour ka lo election la ka ke député oti National Assembly wala na député bungoto nata musuo ki ite reporto men na fintila karola commissioner la karola membe ko kiskisiro men ka ke molla kolto ko ne ajibe wala tantri nyala of which have been held comment men finnat na soto je membe kala kuluroti ko in the accordance comment ninata kol men be den na lual men be loring o kol kun ko to be incompetent comme yimbe kala kulti do kuno balia o to whole public office comme abe kala kulti amari manyan kat do ko ken na jama official to daylo kama wala nginte hafin acquired comme ay fennet soto men a soto silo men anin loi manta wayatin ko atinin do ko ken la wala na jama dingral to o ay banko tapale ya fenna anin fanan o ay ala officer yin a tamandi nyalla men ama tamandi nyama anin fanan kallanda tambo ke jeto komen ay bankola fengo misuse adun kula kuna men amanya na kadunga kuna o ala officer ay landa tambo ke sembola jeto I mean dante anin fanan ako anin pukata la komen taunte ala como willfully act komen kallo ka koke adiate nyame ne mana nyala membe ko ifango sinanda ko la tro membe ko to the interest of the state comme membi nana tinyaro kala bankola nafala ka mena pre gitu prejudicial to the interests of the state. Ka continue and the findings coming finding menketaten have not been set aside coming betembo mento yemen fala kokuna among jenkendi karala ninata ala appeal court men kitidula kitidula to nimpana manna na ka agibe ka continue ako nyimu fenete it is common knowledge mu fenete belenga lon ko sabali ninata agibe lodge an appeal comme ay appeal on wulinde nyin ko kanne comme membe ko nyin advance mention o men ketala am the bans comme ya ban men na mi men la kan ate kanim fanan by the jane commission olam jane commission men ya la kan anin man sakunda fanana karola comme until ko foning ni aje ko yin ya jenkendi karala kitidula nyin to comme appeal o men kala wato le nyin ko sina bono akun koni agibe nyin bundame ya man na constitution kono membe ko 90 tankonon anin kilimbe bracket kono dandawla anin men fanan be bracket kono constitution ay tan nyama ko be hanbi obe tamakan ne pour ka against ate sabali nyin imbakunal hanbi inala kol mutandi hanbi amambo nyin bano nyin kono ay men dante kako ning loi fengo momuta wala convicted prisoner comme mum tara kasot ya samba kasot loi muta ko molati hanbi ate prisoner la mati comme bari ya samba kasot le foning ay ala apilo nyin onatna alaw ko sai amanke prisoner do wato la ate kala moti membe mente kala custom court comme ay misalo min landi jeto on the particular fact comme niaji be nyim men fang be lori nyin koko na fanfang wala membe ko sabal la case nyin ako nyimu feneti impediment do men ya abako na ten ko still remain and be obedient in comme pour mun karola wala kela moyala nim fanang determination o men nyanta kala la apilo la karola wala kitidula bina komentara ala karola nyin impediment do men ya akal ko asto weda comme fo ni ajibe IC for ye competence comme nyinu len dingra o dinkral mo de men se nyin ko nyin ne fonko interpret no section no men ya tinna ko nyin mallo no carte fawo nyin na fo ICO o doko itol sakeno bang competent ni o metron fo ya doko nyin ya no le fo sake ba o nyanta kake mo samuta nya bari mo samuta ko me manke loyalty o manke kitidulalty jojolty o sa tinna ko fo competent fo man competent abe olto kwendi kan sandem women ni 90 tanko non to nyam kilimbe bracket ko na ning alphabet o be bracket ko no constitution no women at its level comme abe tungum tembo men do ko akwati I merely state comme yitan do ko performing a legality porun ka tamandro ke luala comme loi meng di comme ninata immediate comme ka kolke kataba ke silola membe ko bunda men sinana membe functioning inada which can only men asikeno for only be conclusively comme ka kwalta foning inatna falindro ke ako nyindo comme ka ratify by a competent comme dinkrala men competent akola wala ko loi bundani ako where its perspective is contested daming lo ta feje le pro ala konin ka jibe nyanta kala nyame ko be ne yajibe jane commission la report nyin anim fana its accompanying white paper comment man sakunda kaiti ko men da safero men ko bala ya lakan ko wo a public document jama la kaito le mo comme men available to IC ole soto so tamata wala and it can act upon the nusinana digino kan ne puru ye menke nyinnate so ke no alale natra sula ko itandita jeto ko la karol ko make up men fonan albeit uncontested understanding comme kanana pour ka lo fahamro fi comme ko la karola ko it is far from comme nyimu fenede a jamfata baki signal karola ko that DIC comme IC be tamandro ke kan comme kulla men is outside the law comme man comme be fenne ke kan ko niaji be loi bantala ko no jamfata baki pour ka nyinna nomination application o bayte membe ko I saballa application pour ya nominate ay law UDP la candidate ya la busumbala ay men dante ko nyin ni nata fahamro la pour ka law fi mukuleti comme IC man law e ma kolta loi e banta la ko ani wo jamfata nyola ko kol senen pour mo saballa nomination la karola application men kala pour ka law UDP la candidate o men yanda ka law busumbala ako with the clarity pour ka ni nata senen la karola nyin atenyem tunkung membe na kitab ba kono maral kitab ba comme tankonon to kilimbe bracket o kono anim fana alphabeto e be bracket o kono na bankola maral commentary counting comme nginat na fenne findini ko not to have a snowball wala ngin ate bolo sot no la bolo memme ko ice bolo nyin ko pour ka kai chance te pour munna in hell nio jibe pour kanana yelamandro ke fenna comme ice ye taro men kala ko ra ko to sot no la freng mamol sabal la karola o chance tawu but tenten ako of course to na ni ajibe the case nyin member ko of the current chief of protocol and diamata o fanana ko de member ko alhaji sise menga adam baro nabe tamala men kala silo topoto and fanan the likes of Mamburenjai na finance minister and economic affairs all diamatol fanan na case ni na la waya given coming all ye mendi wala ko all tanying ye treatment o men dila wo is lighter comme wo mon kolea comme ateta ate mamur sabalta o kolea ta bagel bar nyimo fulol ta te memfo o mon kolea bage comme mon sakunda treatment o men di wala ila ko ye wala ko topoto nyame ako ni agibe and these were picked coming in kata fenati yeta on the by observers comme many gibero ke nyin kola ye wala yin quota wala ya pick ka tomon troke and what is clear remember scenario is that they and others comme tolu anindo kota men na kol mulunta taranyala karola ko yimu fenati will be it alone wala ni nata gibe de député carte fa na election ni nata nyin loi kota la ay men dante comme nyin men be ay foten comme mol men ay foten comme yitul men ni la ko mulun yata anitul fangol comme kifo protocol mambre njayñol ito lo no la election comme loi me caring sande but say what I don't understand comme say ibatala men sabe loi nyin na kuma kan yindo so say ngalong mambre njay woning kifo protocol wol mantra public office will be do kola private sector they found a company but I don't know ati nyin ko nyin mol la karola mnatina mansakunda bi lighter treatment do dila ni mo fulola mo sabal hada treatment do di wala so nyinam koti molbe men kila kan Gambia banko kan but lawyer nyin ate men fonte I don't take it ning yaro mo sabay kukurunki e mo fulo jengendi e ko tawul busala yem kilo busa nyimbe wala nyam because it offer but dung financial management o ipe involved tawla kono ni mo sabol be tout ay inel be nakirem president la inel ka kodo mo verndi comme Spanish ka fanyame any movement inata kuja mala karola inel mo right hand man sekondala karola bang pata fu state house so ginam court so ala baraka mina nyato do man ning Welcome back. Still with Standard News. This will be the last story from Standard newspaper. In the later part, we will be back. Special edition on Point newspaper separately, different segment. The headline: Mayor tells government KMC can no longer handle BAKOTEH dump site. This one by Omar Ba and read by Hajar. I already saw here now. Now the details by Omar White. KMC Mayor Talib Bensouda has urged the government to immediately relocate the BAKOTEH dump site for face a looming waste crisis because his office can no longer handle the dump site. Communities around the dump site have renewed their calls for its relocation following recent fire outbreaks and attendance billowing acrid smoke that filled the atmosphere. However, speaking in a Star FM interview to be aired today, Mayor Bensouda said it is time for the government to find a place to relocate the dump site. I want the government to see the bigger picture. If they fail to act because of politics, I want to urge them to put that aside because the dump site is not about Mayor Bensouda. It is about the well-being of the Gambian people. He said the government should have a waste management strategy to tackle the potential threats of waste within Banjul, Kanifing, and Brikama areas. We have written to the government many times to put pressure on the Ministry of Lands to find a place to relocate the BAKOTEH dump site, but 5 years on, we have not had much. The last time they said they have identified a place, but nothing has been heard about that since, he added. The council has done everything humanly possible to make sure it protects the community. We have erected a 1.3 kilometer fence and another $42 million project funded by the German government through SOS is ongoing to improve the infrastructure of the dump site by constructing roads inside it, he said. He said the council paid NAWEC $1 million to erect a power hydrants around the dump site to make it easier for the fire service in case of fire outbreaks. But NAWEC later told us there is no enough water pressure in the area of the dump site to accommodate the power hydrants. This is just to tell you we have been making an effort, but now the government should come in because the council can no longer handle the dump site. He pleaded. Bensouda said he has also engaged the mayor of Banjul and chairman of Brikama Area Council to find a solution for a suitable dump site. If we fail to get a mayor, if we fail to get a new dump site rather anywhere close to this administrative area, disposing of waste will be a nightmare, he noted. Stay tuned, don't go back momentarily in Mandinka after a short jingle. Sama mbaɗen o continue ndomu Mayor Bensouda la kuma kaŋolti men a fintindi tabring o masibo jawo keta e nyama faydlambe BAKOTEH because ngaji dimba ba wala wulita jeto men sisi fimba wala findira atmosphere ni a bela polluting men it is a threat to our well-being the sako people residing surrounding that end ko niaji be santen KMC membe ko tal Bensouda kumanto ke man sakunda la ko santen sinana na puruka soundro ke nyaaw fight lambe BAKOTEH sakunda tema ko ni fenne be fenne itandi kan comme ni nata jibe west crisis wala ni fenti nyaaron topotonya katu ko ni ajibe atla office on kan no longer wala mu KMCD sa in dinkra ta marno la kota kede because munekeda jamaa membe o dinkra to ten dambe ko ni nyawo faidla ngino sante ya ko kutakute ande ka kumandro ke promo na nyin dinkra purka soundi because nyin wato kono dimba jaw men bota jeto men ko nyinna ka kuleti men ay na o ma fangola ay je tale an sisiola karola ka je findi ni ata jibe al hawanyin kono ka fandi tabi o sisi fim bala ka continue obe abe diam ka wato min Star FM interview min ina rolling in garo nin jabiro ko min anyanta ka findi bile me o ben sida men fa ko nyimu sanna mu wato te purkaji ko man sakunda sinana se nyinin tro ke dinkral dame be nyam faidla sound la dame akala fita puru man sakunda fanan kanana puru drone de pika picho ko mon itol mem ko fonti if they failed come nin ataka molati tolu e tol manna na nyin ko ke mamman santen kur nyin kola kamen membe ko politiko yola ka samba jeta ako ati men kumandle ya wala ngindi ko isa kata ya politiko nyinta yola ndi karala nyin dom side nyina karola because imu feneti dong me o bensuda e memfo ko nyim is about the well-being in molmen bisiring ma fa la Gambia de ngol ko men wala tranya be wala tret kan ko men wala tranya nyanta betela nyamen be wala batanika ka continue I mean dante man sakunda ko nyim fo man sakunda ko nyanta katla puru nyin west management ko men nyim fentiano la nyanta ka topoto nyamen o fero la puru sa dandino nyamen ko min bijeto min na ke fenti aslanya warra bake ni nata atenyim fentiano la banjinu kanifing anim brikama area la I mean dante sakunda nyanta ka ferol landi pour ka yin ko ta sai sa bandi no nyamen olan ni west management do nyina karoj ko having writing ko me safero ke man sakunda ko me wati jamala pour ka preso di la ministry me marta nyin ko la membe ko lands pour ka saje ko si dinkra nyini pour nyin bakote le nyama faidla ko men kabrin sangi lolu komando ba sound la nyame ba hanibi iman kuma moy kabo ministry bunda nyinto memo lands ko the last time ko men kata lawangoti ya mem fo wala nginti ko e last le bari hanibi o la men sotata ya fun hadi man ko kula moy o koto hanibi ay men lafa kuma ka nyinga ko nyajibe council santen done everything to lela kata ko be gelo ni nara hadamadi yala karola prumitul se menkeno comme hadamadi yala karola pour ka jeko pour se tankaro keno o se kantaro keno fenna membe ko mafon in that means protect the community ako nyaji be we have erected a wulindro ke fenso la santo membita for 1.3 comme 1.3 kilo meter comme mentata fo kilometer kilaning meter keme saba men ya fenso o dingraning e wole fence mentata kanyang kodola an enin kodola karola fanan mem natna dudung jeto en jaman masakunda wole ya kodo fon membe ko million tannani aning fula nyim project ko men ka foten ka continue ako kata fenete true ila SOS comme ba kote fon dinnin dinkrabe dame o to ka makero ke kol mege ka mena SOS is going is ongoing nyimu fenete poro ma fon le se nana se betiandro keno jela nyame ni ata infrastructure la comme lo fengol men bijeto SOS lo area la kata o DUMPSITE o nyindo comme jamano lien kodo di o daylo kan by construction nana fengol de la men be go silolu o inside comme konoto je fonto ni na DUMPSITE o nyina anim fanan he said I mean dante nim fana go he said the council comme council o joro ke fanan kodola menta for $1 million killing nawek pro se loro ke fengol la jeto membe ko nyin pompol men elayin pipe by ning firemanol dimba fala ni le jiobanta sinana nyi ila pipe connect jela pipe bal nyin tengi ka mena hydrant fonko nyi power hydrant o men si geota sembola pro ila tanko nyin sa fanino nyame yo low DUMPSITE o nyin kono jele men data kanyang $1 million killing kodo yo lo jo nawe pour ko lo jeto ako process nana sone andro ko fenna rom pour do ko membi kela jeto ning atra dimbana na bojeto so yo fire hydrant lo daylo kan comme pipe connect round tank ka continue ko niya yibe nawek o kola la winata fo ko ibe tembo mento BAKOTEH la o denkiranyin woto geoyin na sembo adoya batale DUMPSITE la mafan la puruka sopla o keno fenna membe ko ilo power hydrant men yellow thing ninku musai kodo dun taw kunna manna na fasoto ari nin geo man sembo soto puruka wo geo fintinno la ka do ko kala oto wo $1 million o me ya dinna wegla o tatale in event ika continue ko this is just to tell you puruka fali tonko nyimu kuleti meng tol KMC be la kata ko be kanne anim fanan kaje ko fanan o ferol ni ajibe bari sante mem ko to mansakunda nyanda kanana kana purumun na katu ko ni ajibe mansakunda nyanda na kana da kinyin ko to katu ko nyimu kuleti sai itol la denkranin santen imanyin DUMPSITE onyi imamarano kotake wala mu nyama faidlambe BAKOTEH abidandro kelate ati Ben Sudanyin ay même fois ko wala nyente ko he has also engaged nu animal dunta diamo ko na men be ko meol men be ko banjun anin chairman on be brikama area council of naje ko isnana solution o nyinino ko men nyambe kala suitable DUMPSITE o men asnana ke ingrati men sin ko be bang men be suitable la purus nyamo fayno jeto ko men dinkra nyin ako if we fail to get a new DUMPSITE nim filter from DUMPSITE kudo soto anywhere dawda ako close to this administrative area comme in maral dinkral to thing ako puruka nana puru be nyamawol sambala dama bina kala quality men abe kala suto sibolti moli ala kuma kan dan dama so ala baraka anal bari ma la jala ya spin banko kam mina nato do man segment ko la bare obe kala point lati indo 1 hour soto standard la karola den sinana na yelama kata point baro bekela segment kotel so labara